Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel so you never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes.
Ball State versus Miami FL. The Ball State Cardinals are coming off a 42-34 home victory over the FCS Missouri State Bears, led by a 28-point fourth quarter. Ball State's offense is led by redshirt freshman quarterback Caden Samanza, who was able to go 28 of 38 for 262 yards and 4 passing touchdowns with an interception against Missouri State. They were able to record 435 yards of total offense and ran the ball extremely effectively, as they had 4.2 yards per carry on 41 attempts. The 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes are looking to be a force this season and are building on their early season success. Quarterback Cameron Ward, transfer from Washington State, stepped up in the 56-9 home win over the Florida A&M Rattlers last week as he went 20 of 26 for 304 yards with 3 touchdown passes. As a team, they are ranked 6th nationally in passing yards, averaging 354.5 per game. Miami's total offense, which averages 539.0 yards per game, 8th nationally, has figured out how to completely dominate. The rushing game, contributing 184.5 yards per game, 45th nationally, shows that they can do well to complement the passing game. The Miami Hurricanes are the better team in this game, but the line is a little large heading into this game. The Hurricanes are averaging 48.5 points per game through their first 2 games this season and should continue to be able to move the football consistently once again. With quarterback Cam Ward and running back Damian Martinez, they have an exciting backfield that continues to move the chains. Ball State has a good offense as well, but going up against Miami is going to be extremely difficult for them to get many points. The Ball State Cardinals have been struggling as they have lost each of their previous 13 road games and failed to cover the spread in each of their previous 7 September road games. Go with the Miami Hurricanes to continue dominating here by covering the large spread. With 2 teams that have never played against one another, these offenses can start a bit slow as a bit of feeling each other out. Cam Ward has showcased the ability to sling the ball, but a few punts could slow down what these teams can do. Ball State does not have any receivers that recorded at least 70 yards in their opening game. Miami's defense has been able to get to the opposing quarterback as they have recorded 8 total sacks and 5 interceptions thus far. Both teams do well defending against the pass, as the Cardinals have recorded 5 pass deflections while the Hurricanes have recorded 10 pass deflections during their first 2 games of the regular season thus far. The under has hit in the previous 5 games for Ball State going up against ranked opponents. All in all, go with under 55.5 total points in this game as the better bet. Tulane versus Oklahoma. Tulane's heartbreaking loss against K-State last week was a tough one to stomach for the program as they had a win within their grasp. However, there is no time to dwell on it as they have a tougher match this week heading into Norman to face the defense of the Oklahoma Sooners. The Sooners will attack the offensive line of the Green Wave, disrupting the ability that Mensah displayed last week against the Wildcats. Mensah has been sacked 5 times this season and will face a D unit who has 8 on the season, defining the key matchup of the game. On the flip side, Tulane's defense has been less than opportunistic, which will allow Oklahoma to regain its offensive footing. Oklahoma's top 2 receivers, Jolly Farouk and Nick Anderson, are on the injury report for this game, with Farouk out and Anderson questionable. Look for Oklahoma to get RB Gavin Sawchuk more involved after he finished last season with 5 straight 100-yard games but has just 19 yards on 10 carries this season. Tulane's defensive weakness is against the run, which will give the edge to Oklahoma. Lay less than 2 touchdowns here as Oklahoma's offense rebounds from a disappointing week 2. Sooners minus 14 points. Only one other time in the last 5+ years has the Oklahoma Sooners had a total set as low as 47.5 posted on one of their games. That was last year when the Sooners faced off against Iowa State's notoriously rigid D. Oklahoma dropped 50 on the Cyclones, easily clearing the 47.5 with a combined score of 70 points in the game. This posted total is an overreaction to last week's struggles by the Oklahoma offense, coupled with the great strength the defense has demonstrated. The Sooners will do their part offensively in this one, putting more points on the board, while Tulane has shown they can score themselves, including 27 against the strong defense of Kansas State. They won't get to 27 here, but will do just enough to help this game clear the total. Play the over. Notre Dame versus Purdue. Notre Dame has recently excelled on the road against the spread, winning 3 straight, including a 23-13 victory over Texas A&M in the season opener. They have covered the spread in 4 straight games and 6 of their previous 7 dating back to last season. The Boilermakers struggled against the spread overall last season, 4-8, and in front of the home crowd, losing 5 times in 7 tries. A trend may be forming as they lost their last 4 games of the 2022-23 season ATS at home. The Fighting Irish beat the Boilermakers straight up and ATS in their prior matchup, played at Notre Dame a few seasons back. Notre Dame showed its mettle in the season opener, beating a nationally ranked team, number 20 Texas A&M, on the road. Purdue remains untested, blowing out a weaker opponent in their only game. The stats and trends strongly support a Notre Dame victory on the road Saturday. Take the Fighting Irish giving the points. The previous matchup between these two squads went under the point total, with Notre Dame holding the Boilermakers to 13 points. The Boilermakers tossed a shutout and went under the point total in their season opener, limiting their opponent to just 154 total yards. The Notre Dame defense, considered a strength this season, limited the number 20 Texas A&M Aggies to only 13 points in Week 1. They held the opposing QB, Connor Weigman, to just 100 yards through the air, and the game was well under the point total of 47.5. Notre Dame has gone under the point total in their 2024 games, and their offense has yet to exceed 23 points. Purdue has gone under the point total in 2 of their previous 3 games dating back to last season. Most signs point to a lower scoring affair at Ross-Ade Stadium on Saturday. Take the under. Nevada versus Minnesota. Minnesota was able to step up in their most recent game for the 2024 college football season, as they were able to secure a 48-0 home win over the FCS Rhode Island Rams, coming off a tough 19-17 loss to North Carolina at home in their opener. Quarterback Max Brosmer had a great game as he went 24 of 30 for 271 yards with a pair of passing touchdowns. While the passing game was one of the team's strengths in Week 2, their running game was able to do well also. In 38 rushing attempts, they tallied 116 yards, 3.1 yards per carry. They were led by running back Darius Taylor, who had 14 rushing attempts for 64 yards and a rushing touchdown. With the team's solid team, they can click and keep things going as the year continues. This game is going to be interesting as the Nevada Wolfpack have had all 3 of their games being one-possession games. However, the Golden Gophers were able to get a dominant game last week and are going to be the better team overall. Minnesota is a dominant defensive team and should be able to take down a struggling Nevada offense. It is difficult to see the Wolfpack scoring many points, so go with the Minnesota Golden Gophers to cover the spread in this game. These teams are on 2 completely different levels, so it will be interesting to see how this game goes. The Wolfpack are going to struggle to score many points, while the Golden Gophers are a better team and should score 30-plus points easily, as they are going to be scoring extremely well. These teams move the ball consistently on third downs, as Nevada is 26 of 48, 54.17% in those situations, while Minnesota is 12 of 24, 50%, on third down opportunities in the first few games. The Golden Gophers have been doing a great job in terms of their turnover margin, as they are sitting at a +4 ratio, while the Wolfpack are dead even at 0 in terms of their turnover ratio. Both teams are running the football effectively, as both Savion Red and Marcus Major have performed well this season, with Red averaging 7.4 yards per carry, while Major has scored a pair of rushing touchdowns. Go with over 43.5 total points in this game here.